We are on the outskirts of Omaha tonight for a clash of top four sides in the USL League One table. It's one of the league's banner franchises in Union Omaha against a Knoxville side that has surged up the table of late. It's USL League One presented by Centris Federal Credit Union. We say hello and welcome here from the gateway to the west. Sam Goldfarb here. Let's jump right into the league standings. A familiar spot for Union Omaha, 3 points clear atop the table, looking to solidify a vice grip on the Players' Shield race. One Knox, though, by no means out of it. They could clinch a playoff berth tonight with a win and results going their way elsewhere, but their minds are on a home playoff match. Either way, a big clash towards the top of the table tonight in match week 21. Well, let's take a look at the last time these two teams met. They've played just once this season, a 1-0 victory for Union Omaha in a nip-and-tuck affair. It was this wonder goal from Steven Dos Santos which unlocked the One Knox backline at Regal Soccer Stadium, and from there it became a war on the pitch. Tempers flaring on both sides of things. This is the first coming together. The second one, which you'll see in a moment, led to the dismissal of Jalen Chrysler in the final 10 minutes. And from there, Union Omaha able to largely coast to a big 3 points away from home in just their second league match of the season. Well, for Union Omaha, the key so far has been their blistering attack. This is the league's top scoring outfit, and a big part of that has been Joe Gallardo, a dynamic winger who has flashed some terrific finishing ability. You see the numbers on your screen now. 4 goals, 7 in all competitions. Most recently had a brace in late August against Richmond Kickers. He will be counted upon to provide more goals tonight with Steven Dos Santos out of the squad. But the key for Omaha has always been its balance, and Rashid Nuhu provides so much defensive solidity between the sticks, a 2-time USL League One Gold Glove winner who anchors a terrific back line. Well, on the other side of things for Knoxville, this is not a team known for its goal scoring, and tonight they'll probably see little of the ball, but there is a man who they will count upon to finish the chances that come their way. It's Kempis Tequila, the German forward who has 9 goals to his name, good for top 3 in USL League One. He's one of the best natural finishers who has emerged as a burgeoning star in this competition for Knoxville. Again, few chances will come to him. He'll have to finish those in clinical fashion. But what is the real selling point for Knoxville? Their stalwart back line. This team has allowed just 12 goals all season, and Sean Lewis a big part of that. The league's joint top clean sheet provider with 7 clean sheets in 16 apps. He has anchored a dominant back four that has frustrated teams all year long, and if they're going to get a result tonight, they'll most likely need a clean sheet. Lewis would be the man to provide that. We are just about set to get things underway here from Warner Park. One of the banner matches of the match week between Union Omaha and One Knoxville. After this short break, lineups and kickoff when we return USL League One, presented by Centris Federal Credit Union.
Cypress Coffee House. We're located in the heart of Gifford Park neighborhood in Midtown Omaha. The idea behind the coffee shop came out of the neighborhood's expressed desire for a place for people to gather. From being rooted in our neighborhood, to choosing ingredients and processes that nourish, to supporting coffee growers and their communities, Myrtle & Cypress connects you to Union Omaha's beautiful motto, one means all.
We welcome you back into Warner Park, where the teams are entering the pitch. Union Omaha and One Knoxville getting set to lock horns in a critical top 4 clash in the USL League One table. And we are just about set to jump in to our starting lineups. For starters, let's look at Dom Casciato's 11 that he has selected ahead of this match. Of course, lineups presented by Rotella's Italian Bakery. A 4-4-2. Lagos Kunga returning to the 11 after his brace against Northern Colorado Hailstorm. And then as you head further back, it gets interesting in the midfield. Right now, Gallardo and Norte in the heart of the park, but Charlie Ostrom, the listed defender, getting the start on the wing. Dom Casciato opting for a formation swap, more known for his back 3. They have listed a 4-4-2 tonight. We'll see how much that winds up holding up. Now, on the other side of things for One Knox, their lineup also presented by Rotella's Italian Bakery. Ilya Ilic has thrown out his usual 3-5-2. Richard Ballard, the hero from last week, the 69th minute winner at Lexington last Friday night, he gets the start. A player Ilya Illich says he expects to feature more as the final month of the season unfolds. Also in the back three, a slight swap. Danny Fernandez is out injured. Sean O'Hearn, the listed fullback, playing outside center back tonight. We are getting set to get things underway. There is the man of the hour in Omaha, Lagos Kunga. His brace, the match winner as a substitute, a player who is known for his on-ball dynamism. He will lead the line alongside Pedro Dolabella tonight. It is Omaha getting us underway in their white with the gray polka dots. They will be going from left to right on your screen. One Knox, the Panda third kit, going from right to left. We are underway in a major battle here in USL League One. Union Omaha looking to reassert itself atop the table. One Knoxville with a potential first playoff berth on its immediate mind. A lot at stake here tonight for both clubs. We thank you for joining us tonight. Sam Goldfarb bringing you all of the action. It is an Omaha side that has been perennially dominant, regularly in the top two of the league table. Last year was no different. It's a One Knox squad in year two that has made considerable noise, and it also has high aspirations despite some of the in-season turmoil and turnover it has experienced. Is the referees. Igor Bish is our lead official. Jason Guillen, Nathan Coling, the assistants. Esad Omanovic, the fourth official tonight. We've touched on it off the top. It will be very interesting to see how this shakes out because Union Omaha is not necessarily a possessionally dominant side, but Knoxville's known for its very sound defensive abilities, and they're not shy about sitting off against the bigger sides in this league. The question will be, if Knoxville invites pressure, how Omaha will handle that. It is a narrow pitch, Warner Park, and tough to break things down at times. There is the man that has provided new life to this Knoxville side, Ilya Illich, and who was playing for this Knoxville's team as shortly as a year ago. Says it's been quite the transition for him, but for him, he has focused on getting the pressure off. There was tension about getting results on a week-to-week basis. He feels that his lads have played a bit more freely these last few weeks. The results certainly indicate it. The 11-match unbeaten run is not too shabby itself. Norty. A heavy touch, and Zara Costas wins it back. Another reintroduction to the lineup tonight for Knoxville. There is the first touch from the hero Ballard. It's hoofed ahead. There is a coming together on the back line. Very loud appeals from Knoxville that are waved away immediately by our lead official. Zarkostas. Well, for Omaha, we know all about their reputation of dominance in this league. Dom Casciato took the job at the start of last year and has built them into a consistent power, one which won the Players' Shield a year ago. This year, Dom Casciato says, yes, it'd be nice to win it, but our goal goes beyond that. They fell on this very ground in the league semifinals a year ago to Charlotte, despite outshooting them 32-10. There is a clear intent that that is not replicated here in 2024. Having home field throughout the playoffs would definitely help matters. That is what they're chasing at this stage. It's Tequila who stands over this set piece. Hooks toward the near post. It's a shaky header. And Nuhu is forced to claim amongst the trees. Here's your look at the elder statesman of this Omaha side. It's been the regular between the sticks in all 5 years of this club's existence, and has been with Los Bujos through the highest of highs during their 2021 title campaign. Here's the man that looks to replicate that feat in 2024. Dom Casciato, a master tactician. Someone who last year, as we mentioned, earned them the top seed in this very league. They are on track to accomplish that feat again, looking to become the first club to win 2 USL League One titles in league history. They've gotten the playoff clinching situation taken care of. Fuego falling 7-1 on Wednesday, so that solidified things, but again, making the playoffs is about the smallest of target goals that Omaha sets at the start of each season. Plenty of more work to do. Kunga. Early on, some aggressive pressure from One Knox. They aren't sitting in their shape just yet. You'd figure they'd take a shot on an early goal or two. Dolabella is shoved to the deck. When you watch Omaha play, the number one thing sticks out is their decisive style. It's distinctive as well. It was a clear goal Dom Casciato set when he took the job last year. It's a side that can break you down. It's also a team that can delete you on the counterattack. Complete and flexible are the 2 words probably best used to describe it. This is Brandon Knapp, the former St. John's Red Storm product. Malone. Norty. That's Crafty. Now some numbers ahead as well. Gallardo, his first proper foray forward. It's magnetized to his boots. A half-hearted appeal for penalty immediately waved away. But there's your first look at the danger man. Number 7 in white and gray tonight. Former Querétaro man in Mexico. Just outwits Haugley. It seems like he loses his footing more than he was actually sent tumbling. Would have been an incredibly soft penalty, to say the least. Akoff. Kunga. Amazing run from Dion Akoff. Forced to the byline. Wins Omaha throw. "32 years of age, still plays like he's in his prime." All-league second-teamer from a season ago, Dion Akoff. Something about aging like fine wine seems to fit the description. There's Gallardo's cross. Dolabella committing the transgression in the box. Well, for One Knox, it was quite the thriller last Friday night in the Barrel Brawl. A 1-0 victory over Lexington, but a team that accomplished that playing the final 70 minutes a man down. There's no Angelo Kelly in the squad tonight, and the reason for that is his red card sent off due to his belligerent reaction to a coming together on the near side. It's one of their more creative players, and it's forced Ilya Ilic to go back to the drawing board. But when talking to him about that match, Ilya Ilic said he just felt like his side needed to make it to halftime and weather the storm. They did that, and then he told the lads at halftime, look, we are going to have chances to win this match. When it comes, make sure you take it and be clever about when you counter. And it was Richard Ballard, the substitute, a minute after entering the fray, who provided the killer blow. It was what Ilya Ilic described as one of the more memorable moments since he's been involved with One Knoxville. Dating back to the start of last year, he says, told the players, these are moments that you'll remember for the rest of your career. And in a rivalry match, no less, it was a colossal result in their playoff quest. See if they can carry the good vibes over to this one against a dominant Omaha side. Akoff's cross just charged away. And Knapp not able to win it back. Tequila is clattered into. Milanese may draw the ire of the official. You see Knapp just lose this 50-50, and then Milanese comes in, studs on the back of the leg. Maybe fortunate to escape without any further intervention from the official. Here's Zarkostas. Nordsey with the late challenge this time. He's clearly saying it's all ball. To the naked eye, it didn't appear to be. Take another look here. You see Thomas picking out Zarkostas. I don't think Nordsey's won that argument. Another set piece, 4-1 Knox, and these are the scenarios where you'd feel they could maybe nick a goal. Quick restarts and set pieces would be the primary scenarios to look out for as an Omaha supporter. Tequila to take again. Arcs to the heart of the area this time. And Malone was trod upon. May have lost a tire in the process. You see the flags blowing in the background here in Omaha. It's 77 and cloudy at the 7 p.m. local kick. As you get another look at this free kick. It just seems Malone was shoved in the back. And Haugley committing the transgression. The winds aren't listed that high, but you see the players in full sleeves as the weather begins to drop a bit in the Midwest. It's by no means fall in Omaha just yet, but it's a slightly more temperate climate than the warm summer nights. Haugley. This is Ballard coming deep to claim. Known for his creativity during his 6 years in the USL Championship. Has finally been able to start flashing that with injuries beginning to subside. For Omaha, we know all about their recent form, a side that has been one of the more consistent outfits in the league. They're top of the table for a reason, and the goals have really started to pick up. This was a team that started slowly on the scoring front. Lost Noe Meza and a couple of other key creative cogs. But the last few months, they have been one of the top scoring outfits in the league. Of course, now lead the league in goals with 34 in just about 16 matches. Last season, of course, banging in 61 in a much longer slate. There was no Jägermeister Cup to contend with. It was an uncharacteristically insipid performance going forward in the Jägermeister Cup semifinals on Wednesday night at Northern Colorado. But last weekend, a 3-2 victory. Lagos Kunga at the double and a much-needed return to form. Dom Casciato said there was a lack of winning mentality in that Jägermeister Cup semifinal defeat. He said they fixed that in their few days off in Windsor. They rectified it in a really thrilling 5-goal match last weekend. Kunga shrugged off it by Sean O'Hearn. She will clear routinely back to Nuhu. Watch the USL Jägermeister Cup final between Ford Madison FC and Northern Colorado Hailstorm FC as the Tournament Cup is hosted by the inaugural winner on Saturday, September 28 on ESPN+. Northern Colorado hosting that match. They scored the most goals in the group stage, finished with the most points. It's a team that has slowly started to translate that form to league play. Kunga streaking ahead. A low driver that rockets into the welcome gloves of Sean Lewis. There is your first look at the danger man up front in scintillating form, and he nearly had a tremendous strike to open things. Just deleting the defense with the 1-2. He put his laces behind this, but opted for a bit of placement and was unable to curl it beyond the reach of Lewis. As that man, number 1, passes his first test. And Sean Lewis, who 7 years of USL Championship experience, has been dominant for 1 Knox between the sticks as well. Ritchie, floating cross to the back stick. It's cleared only as far as James Thomas. Well, if you're just joining us, we welcome you into Papillion, Nebraska. Warner Park, the home of Union Omaha and the Omaha Storm Chasers. It's been a busy week for both franchises, both clinching playoff berths in the same week. The Storm Chasers in AAA, and then, of course, Union Omaha, due to the Lexington victory over Fuego on Wednesday. They've clinched a 5th consecutive playoff berth to begin their club's tenure. But again, if you know anything about this Omaha franchise, we will say it as ad nauseum. The goal isn't simply to make the playoffs, it's to make legitimate noise and chase trophies. With the banner clubs in USL League One in its short 6-year history. This is Dolabella, the top scorer on this Omaha side. Picks out Gallardo. They're starting to twist things together. Norty. And this is Kunga, known for his individual expertise. It's his own playground at the minute. Norty. Dolabella. Omaha beginning to exude confidence. Gallardo. Looking to switch towards Akoff. Got header, can't quite pick out Norty. Falls for Callum Johnson. Well, get used to this if you are a Knoxville supporter. Ilya Illich all but admitted this on the phone. They would potentially be pinned in quite a bit. It's about picking their moments, similar to how they approached the Lexington match a man down. They will press and they will counter at times, but they will not overexert themselves to do it. Here's the low driver. Gallardo had a decent crack at that, but winding up in Lewis's gloves. You see, Knoxville overcomplicating this. They left it for Norty, and they're fortunate that Gallardo couldn't put that one outside the reach of Lewis. Had the goal opening up for him. Well, if you're just joining us, we welcome you into Werner Park in Papillion, Nebraska, on the outskirts of Omaha. It's a Union Omaha side that has embarked on yet another very strong campaign that sees them atop the USL League One table in their quest for a second consecutive Players' Shield title. One Knox, meanwhile, a team that entered the year more of a question mark, and they've undergone coaching change in mid-August, but under Ilya Illich, unbeaten in his 5 matches in charge, and that's allowed them to streak into the top 4. They've got a chance to close the gap to 1 atop the table. Gallardo with the clever footwork, and he committed the foul at the end of that run, according to the lead official. Seems less than thrilled with the decision. For those joining us, it is an Omaha side without Steven Dos Santos, the top target man on the front 3. It's an unforeseen change. He did not even crack the matchday squad tonight. But Pedro Dolabella, no slouch himself, 12 goals in all competitions. He is the man that leads the line tonight, playing a little further north than his more natural center midfield role for this Omaha side. Ballard. It's charged away by Ostrom. Dolabella now charged with the whistle. And it appears that Jalen Chrysler is dealing with the after effects of that coming together. Dolabella wants to let everyone know it's an accident. It's unfortunate that Chrysler is got some crimson on his face. It was a nasty 50-50. There is the yellow shown to Dolabella, so the referee clearly feels that was reckless. It did leave a man prone on the pitch with blood on his face. Here's another look at it. Just a hoofed ball. As the elbow in back of his hand that clatters into Chrysler does appear incidental. You see Dolabella immediately apologizing, but doesn't negate the byproducts. Gets his name in the book tonight. It's been an interesting year for Dolabella. The goal scoring has skyrocketed, but remember, he did actually miss 2 matches in August due to violent conduct against forward Madison in early August. That one did not appear to be malintent. Still trying to apologize to Chrysler, an experienced defender in this league. As we wait for the referee's signal to try and get this back underway, Chrysler still being tended to. Just a few weeks after his 30th birthday. Well, the Parliament are out in full force tonight. One of the more devoted support bases in USL League One. Well, fans, now's a good time to tell you about Select, the official match ball supplier of the USL Championship and many elite leagues throughout Europe. Visit us.select-sport.com for the latest Select products, specials, and more. Select, the player's choice. We are beyond the 25-minute mark here from Omaha at Werner Park. Still no score between Union Omaha and One Knoxville in an unsurprisingly cagey affair. A One Knox team that has sat off and absorbed pressure. Side known for its ability to do that with regularity. It's an Omaha team that has had some success breaking them down. That man has experience against Omaha both as a player and an assistant coach. That's Ilya Ilic, the interim headman for One Knoxville. When talking to him this week, he said that Werner Park and Omaha was the hardest road match he had to play, and it's due to a myriad of factors. Obviously, the tight, compact nature of the pitch gives you less space to roam as a forward, which Ilya Ilic, of course, led the line for this Knoxville team last year. But also the support of Omaha and, well, just how cohesive and dominant this team has been over the past 2 years. It makes Werner Park feel like a fortress at times. And while Omaha's home record this season in league play doesn't necessarily show that, this is a team that is very tough to beat on this pitch this season. He said he knows his side will have to be disciplined to get a result. The goal is to take their chances when they come. So far, it's a Knoxville side that has lacked any shots of note. Omaha's had slightly more success going forward, but nothing properly from inside the area just yet. This is Tequila. He lays this off to Stuart Ritchie. A floating cross, and that will not trouble Nuhu between the sticks. If there is anyone that can unlock this back line with his service, it is that man, Stuart Ritchie. Over 20 chances created to his name. He is regarded as one of the more transformational wingbacks in this league. And this season has become a frequent starter on the left flank. We're finally back underway here from Omaha. It appears that Knoxville wants Chrysler to continue. Seemed to be more of a surface wound, albeit not a pretty one. Chrysler's back out there as we speak. Oddly enough, in this match, it's one where set pieces have even been at a premium. Union Omaha has yet to log an attacking set piece in Knoxville's half, despite controlling the bulk of the possession in Knoxville's final third. They have yet to procure their first Modelo corner kick as well. That's usually an event that gets the fans quite raucous here in Omaha. Ostrom looks ahead to Norty. Akoff. A key fixture of the build-up for Omaha. Darts now to the byline as Ritchie glued to him at the minute. Beyond the half-hour mark, and we still lack our first clear-cut chance for either side. It is Omaha trying to play out of those tight spaces around the sea of orange and black around the penalty area. This is Gallardo. Decent looking cross to the back post. It's stood up by Chrysler. Now Akoff has room to bash it in. It's a dangerous ball, and it's one that's put in. Union Omaha strikes first, and Charlie Ostrom providing the final touch. A first goal with his new club, and Omaha up and running. Well, there is Omaha breaking down the obdurate Knoxville back line. And it's the 24-year-old Charlie Ostrom who taps it in with aplomb. It's a lovely cross here from Akoff. Flashing, just dangerous enough. Lewis got a palm to it, and all Ostrom has to do is just half volley it beyond the reach of the oncoming defenders. Perfect placement for the wingback. And Omaha up and flying. Well, there is the 24-year-old who was picked 33rd overall in the 2022 MLS Super Draft. Spent a year or so with Chicago Fire before making the move to New Zealand for the first half of 2024. Played with Western Suburbs. He's now made the move to Omaha and has established himself in the lineup. Fans' goals presented by the Nebraska Lottery. It's 1-0 Omaha after just over 30 minutes. Charlie Ostrom is a native of Washington. Played at the University of Washington and was one of the top defenders, wingers in the Pac-12. Did have to take his sojourn to the other side of the world before he made his way back. But Dom Casciato has raved about what he has added to this side. Rewarded with his first goal for the terrific positioning. And it's slowly become more of a party here at Werner Park. Well, if you're just joining us, in the 31st minute, Charlie Ostrom bashing it on the half volley after a terrific flashing cross from Dion Akoff. And it opens the scoring for an Omaha side that had been patiently awaiting the weaknesses in the Knoxville back line. They finally identify them on a quick restart. And Omaha nudging their noses in front. Just what the doctor ordered as well if you're Omaha. It forces Knoxville to chase it more, and we all know how explosive Los Pujos can be on the counter. Fans, eFootball 2024 is here. Live your dream, rep your team, and play as your favorite USL Championship club. eFootball is free to play. Download now. Rapidly approaching the business end of the first half. Charlie Ostrom separating the two sides. A 32nd minute finish. After Omaha manipulated the right flank to create the weakness in the back line. Lovely technique from a listed wingback. Now Dolabella turns on the afterburners. He's tugged down, and the referee may come back to this. There's already a card out of his pocket. Instead, it appears to be just the magic spray. Now the card comes. It will be yellow for Sievert Haugli, the first one Knox man in the book tonight. You see Dolabella just outwits two defenders, and Haugli a little horse collar tackle. Perhaps fortunate that that was just yellow, and you saw O'Hearn was also booked for his immediate appeal. Yellow cards presented by Herdat Sports Bar and Grill. We've got a double whammy for one Knox in the 35th. Now the first set piece for Omaha. You wonder if Dolabella fancies his chances from this distance. He is calling off everyone in the nearby vicinity. The intent appears clear. Dolabella tries, and he was not far off by any means. It was dipping, just didn't dip in time. By no means a shabby effort. Gets great curl on this, just a little too much altitude. Was not far away from picking out that top right though. Now the question becomes, what is one Knox's response? This is a team that is known for its resilience. We saw it last week when they went down a man. Weathered the storm against a Lexington side with over 67% of the ball. And they, despite their lower conversion rate, have found a way to do a lot with few chances these last few weeks. When you look at Omaha's record at home, it is slightly sparse as well. So you take a look at this challenge, an undercut on the goal scorer Ostrom. This is an Omaha side that has dropped all 5 of its points from winning positions here at Werner Park. It's an odd trend. It's one that's very un-Omaha-like, but it is one to watch in a fixture like this, especially against a one Knox team that knows how to hang around and can prove quite lethal when given the opportunity to break. Ostrom. Now Gallardo. Brought down in the area. Kills were half-hearted at best. Zarakostas for Knoxville. It appears there's a man still down for Omaha. Marco Milanese is slow to get up. 50-50 challenge here. Milanese does well at full extension. And then afterwards, just shoved to the deck by Zarakostas. Gallardo. This is Ostrom. Alone winning it back. A war between the 18s so far tonight. Zarakostas. A loose pass that finds the feet of Johnson. One of the better creative presences in midfield for Knoxville this year. The 40-minute mark beckons here from Warner Park. An opener from Charlie Alstrom in the 32nd making the difference. Sets the stage for a very intriguing second half, especially if this scoreline holds. Sam Goldfarb bringing you all of the action tonight in a battle between top 4 sides. For Omaha, they've clinched their playoff berth for a 5th consecutive season. Now their sights are on home field advantage throughout the playoffs. It's a One Knox team on the precipice of its first ever playoff berth. They need a win tonight and 2 other sides to drop points to jump into the playoff conversation by the end of the evening. Although it feels them clinching is all but a foregone conclusion with 6 matches to play. Can never clinch it too soon though if you're Ilya Illich and company. Norte, the mainstay in midfield, is a bit ginger. A war of attrition so far. Seems he just lost his footing here. Not much in that. And if anything, Ballard may have been the man fouled. Good to see Norte's back to his feet at this stage. Norte, Akoff, the supplier of Omaha's opener. It's won back by Zarakostas. Smashed goalward by Norte. Clearly Lewis was not remotely far enough off his line. Well, with intermission approaching, you have to wonder what goes through Ilya Illich's mind. Side on the back foot for the overwhelming share of this first half. And they were finally unlocked. A team that kept a clean sheet last week. Put on the defensive early. Have to find a way to rectify the run of play if they're going to track back into this, it seems. Dolabella. Malone. Akoff. There's just no share of possession so far for One Knox when you look at final third touches. Had a couple of set piece opportunities, but otherwise a half in which they haven't been able to find their footing going forward just yet. Gallardo certainly has done that. Just dropped to the deck on the edge of the 18. It is a One Knox side going forward. The numbers are definitely less than desirable. Just 19 on the season. It's the 2nd lowest tally in the league. Still have guys that can pop up in key spots. Ballard was looking for Ritchie there. It's read to perfection by Akoff. But under Ilya Illich, there was a slight goal-scoring burst in the final 190 minutes of Mark McKeever's tenure. They did not score a goal, and that was a big part of the reason for McKeever's dismissal, a team that was so solid defensively and was unbeaten in 6. Couldn't score as Zarakostas tries from afar and clatters it over the bar. Under Ilya Illich, they exploded the first couple games. 6 goals in his first 2 matches in charge. Since then, the goals have dried up a bit. Zarakostas here was looking for the magic thunderbolt to provide the antidote to those problems. No real trouble for Nuhu, though. Hearing word it will be 4 minutes that separate us from intermission. First half in which Omaha's had the upper hand, although Knoxville starting to enjoy more of the ball. This is Johnson. Ballard, crafty back heel. Falls for Zarakostas. Ritchie now. Floated cross. It's one that sent Nuhu scrambling, and it's one that wins Knoxville its first corner of the night. Is there a late plot twist to this opening 45 minutes? Kempis Tequila certainly hopes so. First corner of the night for either team. Comes on the stroke of halftime. Tequila within swing. Takes it short. Looking for an avenue to play the cross in. And instead will settle. Well, he won't settle for another corner because it took the last touch off his boots. Frustrated figure so far for one of the top goal scorers in the league. A man who was a machine in front of goal in the Luxembourg top flight. He's translated that to USL League One. But here tonight, so few touches in areas where he can make an impact. Omaha has overrun them for large spells. And that man, Rashid Nuhu, has faced very little resistance. You look at the numbers, they jump off the page. Omaha with 61% of the ball to this current moment. They finally have the goal to show for it. Haugley. Ballard. Floated ahead towards the run of Stuart Ritchie. And Nuhu is able to usher it out of play. Great night in Omaha for the fans. The kids out as well. A family event at Werner Park tonight. It is one of the more fan-friendly venues in USL League One. A terrific spot for footy. It is an unorthodox pitch as well. We mentioned it being on a baseball diamond makes it more narrow. But also they put some grass over the infield, which makes some of the playing surface uneven as well. Players have talked about how that's hard to adapt to at certain times. Another yellow shown. And if this is Dolabella, it may be a second. And that it is. Pedro Dolabella giving his marching orders on the stroke of halftime. A second yellow card. And just like that, Omaha's top scorer sent to the dressing room. Well, this is certainly the plot twist Knoxville was hoping for. It is a slightly reckless challenge. And Dolabella, given the boot, trods upon him. That is textbook. And no hesitation from the lead official, who's 100% gotten this one right. You can debate the first yellow card all you want. The second, though, there is no real argument. And Pedro Dolabella, a man who only recently returned from a conduct suspension, now shown the second yellow right before the intermission. And Omaha will have to play the entire second half down to 10. A night that ends in frustration for Omaha's number 9. One of the top forward presences in this league. And a wrinkle has definitely been added now. Is there a chance for Knoxville before the break? O'Hearn is looking for Ballard, and that rolls out of play. And you'd figure halftime is rapidly beckoning. A surprisingly now welcome sight for Omaha as they'll likely look to regroup down to 10. Well, there is the halftime whistle. A first half in which Omaha dominated almost every waking moment. They grabbed the opener, but a second yellow card for Pedro Dolabella has added a wrinkle to the tale. It's 1-0 Omaha after 45 minutes, but things have definitely gotten complex for the home faithful. The halftime show presented by Omaha La Vista Courtyard by Marriott. After 45 minutes, it's Omaha 1, Knoxville 0, but there is definitely more to the tale to discuss as we approach the second half. A lifeline for Knoxville, a definite piece of adversity for Los Bujos. It was a first half in which chances were at a premium. Union Omaha grabbing the only goal of the half, but Knoxville with a late lifeline after the second yellow to Pedro Dolabella. We'll step aside here on ESPN Plus when we return a look around the league here in USL League One.
My name is Blake Malone.
My name is Anderson Holt. Wallace Lapsley. And I play center back for Union Omaha.
And I'm a center back for Union Omaha.
Goalkeeper.
So when I first got to Union Omaha, I found out that the USL and Union Omaha have a very close relationship with Bellevue University because they provided me with an opportunity to extend my education and further my ability to seek out knowledge.
I chose Bellevue University to pursue my education because it provided a convenient way to both manage my career as a professional soccer player, but also continue to pursue my academic interests and pursuits.
Getting a degree will be just opening up a bunch of doors for me that I didn't have possible before. A college degree is still very powerful at this time, and it means a lot to show that you have the dedication to stick out a plan through college while I'm pursuing professional soccer, and I think that will show a lot.
We are back at Werner Park. At halftime, a 1-0 lead for Union Omaha over 1 Knox in a major battle of top 4 sides. The halftime show presented by Courtyard by
Stephen Payne, lost in the cross. Falling in is Gebhardt. Now Cheney! They don't need the whistle. They've got Christian Cheney at their behest.
It has been close. Over the top, though, Rendon, the target. He leaves it for Horde, and he puts it home. Clinical from the forward for Northern Colorado. There's a lot of space to drive into. Horde and Rendon options. He lays it off. Rendon one-on-one makes it 2-0. Glances over his shoulder, the flag stays down, and Bruno Rendon makes things 2-0 for Northern Colorado.
Well, that was your look at the semifinals. That sets the stage for the Jägermeister Cup final on September 28th on ESPN Plus. Northern Colorado hosting Forward Madison FC. Our good friend Mark Schoenster with the call of that match. It should be a fun one between two sides with a major chance to lift a piece of silverware before the playoffs beckon. A pair of teams also in the postseason chase. So that's your look around the Jägermeister Cup. This one is appointment television next week. Well, at halftime of our match, a 1-0 advantage for Union Omaha at Werner Park, although they'll have to do it a man down for the second half. We'll step aside here on ESPN Plus, the halftime show presented by Courtyard by Marriott, when we return.
Is it somebody's birthday? Hornets show up, so do we. Terminix it.
We all have goals. But let's be honest, most of us aren't going to be professional athletes. But if your goal is to finish your degree, we can help. Come to a university that puts your goals first. Bellevue University, your partner in finishing goals.
Slices through traffic. Yamazaki strike. Oh, Yamazaki!
Boyce! That is a dazzler. Devin Boyce, that'll do.
When mosquitoes show up, so do we. Terminix it.
Yeah, trick. I said what I said. I'd rather be famous instead.
To be a part of Nebraska medicine.
Hi, welcome.
Good to see you. Is to be a part of something extraordinary.
Nebraska Medicine, how may I help you?
Because these are the doors.
How are you?
That open doors.
That went really well.
To growth and opportunity for each other and for our community. For those who know that the academic experience.
You know what? I agree.
The life experience that you get here is beyond what you can get anywhere else.
Doing great.
And that's exactly why here is where you belong. Nebraska medicine. Together extraordinary.
We welcome you back from Werner Park, where the score is Omaha 1, Knoxville 0 at halftime in this USL League One battle between top four squads. The halftime show presented by Courtyard by Marriott. Well, it is a key stretch of the USL League One season, and let's take a look around what the league looks like here in 2024, the home stretch of the campaign. Here from Werner Park. You get your look at the standings again. Union Omaha, as things stand, they've maintained their three-point cushion atop the table tonight. Currently, Charlotte leading 2-1 over Tormenta, so that's why both teams have 3 points. Currently, Knoxville has fallen to 5th below Greenville due to live results at the moment. So that's where things sit. Again, though, Knoxville not far off clinching. Still a 10-point separation between themselves and the playoff line as things stand. So a lot of cushion for one Knox, but the hopes for a potential home playoff match potentially slightly less likely than before. Well, taking a look at the scores throughout the league, we mentioned that Charlotte match, key for the Player Shield race. Charlotte leading 2-1. JC Obregon scoring in that match. And how about Richmond? 3-0 battering Lexington at the moment. As well, Madison leading Spokane 1-0. There is one more match to end the night. Northern Colorado hosting Chattanooga. That's a pivotal battle around the playoff line. So the night is not done after this. It's an incredibly stacked weekend of USL League One football. And speaking of the USL League One, how about we jump in to some of the standout news and notes from around the league? We've already mentioned the top two seeds locking horns in the Jägermeister Cup at 9 Eastern next Saturday. Our good friend Mark Schoenster on the call for that one. Then you move further down. Union Omaha, the team in this match, the first to clinch the playoffs on Wednesday. 4 more teams have a potential to clinch tonight, depending on results elsewhere. And Liam McKinnon, the first player in league history to record multiple matches with 4 goal contributions, that occurring last week. He was our Week 20 Player of the Week. Now, the upcoming schedule as well. You saw that a moment ago. Here's your look at the Team of the Week. Tom Casciano, the reigning Coach of the Week. Lagos Kunga on that Team of the Week. But Dash for Player of the Week honors by Liam McKinnon, who had those 4 goal contributions that we just discussed. The only player in this match for Omaha, Lagos Kunga, and then Jordan Skelton is our defender for Knoxville. He is in the team of the week as well. Let's take a look at the goal of the week scored by Ethan Horde. And you get a look at this, it's just a cross to the back post. This was against Omaha, the equalizer in the 83rd minute. It's a simple flick of the boot, and that takes that one beyond the reach of Rashid Nuhu, whose vision was impaired, and that pulled Noko level. So that was a big tally there. He was dashed in the end by Lagos Kunga. Now the save of the week, also in that Northern Colorado-Omaha match, Lalo Delgado, who's been one of the better keepers in the league the last 2 years, denying Dos Santos from close range. Very impressive save diving to his right to keep Northern Colorado in the match at that point. Unfortunately, though, his efforts went for naught. That's your look around USL League One. We will step aside when we return a look back at that first half.
People, place, purpose. These are the pillars of Union Omaha. Our 3 stars, which guide the club along the paths to success. As the winningest club in USL League One history, we've relished memorable moments within each and every season that have kept us hungry for more. But it's not just about the wins, the players, the highlights, or the trophies. It's about you, our Omaha. All of us joining together and fostering a union that stands for much more than the sport we love. The way we come together as one community to celebrate and commiserate, to stand up for what's right and to protect our own is what makes this club, this organization, and you one of a kind. One city, one club, always. One means all.
Wallace Lapsley, goalkeeper. An opportunity to further your education where you have such an amazing place like Bellevue University and the club, Union Omaha, kind of helping facilitate that opportunity for you is really, really special. And I think it will just open lots of doors for me in whatever sort of paths I choose to take post playing soccer.
We welcome you back to Werner Park. The fans out in full force as they look to cheer Union Omaha onto yet another crucial league victory in the home stretch of the 2024 season. The halftime show presented by Courtyard by Marriott, and now it's time to look back at that first half. A first half in which it was largely a cagey affair, especially for the first 30 minutes, but Union Omaha able to nip it after 45 and change. The two teams getting us underway shortly after 7 p.m. Central Time. And from there, Union Omaha pretty much took the front foot from the jump. Lagos Kunga, the 1-2, nearly providing the opener with that lovely bit of interplay. And just a number of key opportunities characterized the half for Omaha. This time it was Gallardo who had a lash at this. Unfortunately for Omaha, it was right at Sean Lewis. Then the opener, Dion Akoff, this lovely cross across the front post. It falls into the path of Charlie Ostrom, who on the half volley just puts enough on it to take it beyond Sean Lewis and the thicket of orange and black kits. At that point, it looked like maybe Omaha would cruise, Ostrom providing his first for the club, and they continued to take the fight to Knoxville. This effort from Dolabella also nearly testing Sean Lewis. There were some half chances from Knoxville, but then the second yellow from Dolabella put a damper on what was largely a strong first half from Los Bujos. There's the first half stats, a 59% possession advantage for Union Omaha, just 41% for One Knox, which has not managed a shot on goal. For all intents and purposes, this has been dominated by Omaha, but here is the ugly number you have to look out for. A second yellow card for Pedro Dolabella sent off in the really closing stages of that first half. And that puts Knoxville a man up as we enter this second half. So despite a first half in which the visitors were largely overrun, they have a man advantage and a chance to really claw themselves back into this match. They will get us underway to begin the second from Warner Park. I'm sure Dom Casciato had his words with the officiating crew on a second yellow for Dolabella, but there's no changing it now. It is Omaha that has suddenly been thrust into regrouping mode, despite a first half in which they bossed things. We're back underway here from Warner Park. Knoxville hoping to take advantage of this scenario. Up a man trying to salvage something from a match in which they were largely poor in the first half by their standards. Sam Goldfarb here bringing you all of the action tonight. It's an Omaha side that didn't miss a beat for large spells of the first half. But now the question is how that second yellow impacts things. I'm sure Knoxville will take the fight to them a lot more in possession. This is one back by Milanese, though, who's now shoved down from behind, and Zara Costas may enter his name in the book. The yellow is out, and it seems destined for 21. Stavros Zarakostas, the second Knoxville man in the book. No real debates here. Milanese wins the challenge. It's the tackle from behind, and all legs and no ball. Yellow cards presented by Herdat Sports Bar and Grill. Zarakostas and Haugley now in the book for the visitors. You see the wind beginning to pick up. The ripples of the Knoxville third kit. The Panda kit. Done to raise money for the local Knoxville Zoo for endangered pandas. It's an excellent initiative, one that drew a lot of praise throughout the league when the kit was announced in the summertime. Get to see the visitors donning the shirt that catches the eyes. This is Blake Malone. Hunga. A nifty nutmeg. It's cleared only as far as Malone. Now Gallardo. If there are any questions about if this would alter Omaha's approach, it doesn't seem it has. Although now Tequila in space. Ballard. Chrysler. You will see a few more of these forays forward from Knoxville, especially given the man advantage. And definitely given the scoreline. Zarakostas is still down pleading his case for moments earlier. Seemed he wanted a foul that never came. You have to wonder if maybe this compromised Knoxville's build. Seems to be some blood dropping from the nose as well, so that's why play was stopped. He said it would be a war of attrition. It's the second Knoxville man to get tended to by the physios. He just loses his balance here and may have taken a shoulder to the face. It's a nasty one. Well, if you're just rejoining us, we say hello and welcome here from Warner Park. Sam Goldfarb taking you every step of the way this evening from Omaha. It's a 1-0 Omaha lead, courtesy of Charlie Ostrom in the 32nd minute. But a plot twist has emerged since. Pedro Dolabella sent off with a second yellow card in first half stoppage time. Omaha's top scorer. You see the playing with 10 on your screen. Question now is, who will be the target man going forward? There were no changes made by Dom Casciato at halftime, which is uncommon for a side that goes down to 10 that quickly before the break. He seems confident in the 10 he has on the pitch at the minute. There's a switch of the play. It's intended for Thomas. back by Haugley. Johnson. Finally, some comfort in possession for the visitors. Malone. Kunga. Knoxville temporarily down to 10 as they await the return of Zarakostas, who seems content to continue. A brief bout of even strength for the hosts. Akoff. Comes back to Lewis. Well, again, remember the stat we told you before intermission. An Omaha side that, again, has only dropped 5 points from winning positions all season in league play. All 5 of those have come on this ground. It is a stat that, again, does not normally reflect Omaha's quality. It's an outlier that definitely raises an eyebrow, though, and especially down to 10 men, you'd wonder if that 5 could grow to 7 or more. It's an Omaha side that played down to 9 men at the late stages of the Jägermeister Cup defeat at NoCo. Had to play the final 70 minutes down a man after an early yellow card. It was Mishak Jerome who was given his marching orders. Thomas. Ballard. Still awaiting the heroics he flashed in the barrel brawl a week ago. He outwits Norte here. Picks out Thomas and wins Knoxville its first corner of the half. Really positive signs from One Knox since the restart. And you would figure Ilya Illich would be preaching this as a huge opportunity to snatch some points from this match. Especially given the slow start, it would be more than welcome. Tequila, low in swinger. Ritchie floats this back in. It's towards Chrysler, and an awkward claim from Nuhu. Flag was raised on the near side anyways. Well, he enjoyed a very pedestrian first half, called into action infrequently at best. In fact, called into action officially no times. Did not face a shot on goal in the opening 45 minutes. We know Nuhu's ready for them when they come, but his defense has done a formidable job minimizing the opportunities that reach him between the sticks. It's made Omaha very difficult to break down. Not quite as tough to unlock as Knoxville, but a strong defensive line nonetheless. He'll be called upon with frequency here in the second half. Thomas. Johnson. Zarakostas. This is Ritchie. Always a threat to bash in crosses from the far side. Haugley wins it back. And Zarakostas was clattered into. The referee may come back to this. It is a yellow. Shown to Brandon Knapp, the first-year midfielder out of St. John's. One of a stable of center mids tipped to replace PC, who retired mid-season. He sees his name enter the book tonight. Well, oddly enough, Knapp was not involved in the challenge. It was Blake Malone who ultimately smashed it away. And it was Knapp's vocal appeals which drew the ire of the official. There is a slightly nervous hush over Werner Park at the moment. It's a side that doesn't look off the pace since the restart. You've got to wonder when tired legs sit in as that starts to take effect. But so far, not terrible. Norty's low driver is routine for Lewis. They haven't pressed as much, and it's opened up possessionally more opportunity for Knoxville to play the role of aggressor. Omaha has not wavered out of possession yet by any means. And they've at least forced Knoxville to go to the subs bench. It seems Yassine Vanderploom and Frank Ross are getting set to enter. A pair of perhaps more attack-minded alterations. Akoff is dropped to the deck, and Ritchie has now shown the yellow. Starting to pile up, yellow cards presented by Hurdat Sports Bar and Grill. The 23-year-old Ritchie is booked, and now changes will commence. Knoxville understanding the necessity to chase this. Just a little tug. And here are the changes. It is Frank Ross in place of Sievert Haugli and Yassine Vanderploom in place of Stavros Zarakostis. And if you know anything about Frank Ross, you know this is a very attack-minded alteration. Both Haugli and Zarakostis have played box-to-box roles. Zarakostis further upfield, definitely. Frank Ross is a listed winger who also has played up front this season. He now slots in midfield, so there is a clear aggressive approach as they bring on the Scotsman, who has been a bit more up and down than years past for Knoxville. Only recently got back from a long-term Achilles injury that cost him the first month or so. It still awaits his top form just yet. Ross is 26 years of age, out of Ellen, Scotland. Last year, 5 goals, just 1 in league play so far, 3 in all comps. Someone who is known for his days in the Aberdeen youth ranks, Scottish Giants, of course. Made his debut as a 16-year-old in 2014-15. Made his way over from Europe to the States last year and has found himself a home in Knoxville. Johnson looking to lay this off. It's an aggressive chase for it. Ross nearly won it back. And now does so. USL Championship soccer continues on the ESPN networks in September with a match of the top teams in the Eastern Conference. Detroit City FC takes on Players Shield leader Louisville City FC in Sunday afternoon clash, September 22nd at 3 p.m. Eastern on ESPN2. All part of the expanded exposure the USL and USL League One have received this year in 2024 It is a burgeoning league in the United States. USL League One featuring a lot as well on, of course, ESPN Plus and the CBS family of networks, with apps on the Sports Network and Golazo as well. USL Championship on ESPN again. Its package expanding this year. Gallardo, it's won back by Ross, and no whistle from the official. Ballard. Lost his footing. And the fans enjoying that miscue. We're beyond the hour mark. Knoxville starting to twist the screws. Ballard charged away by Gallardo. The question is, will Knoxville find that cutting edge in the final third? Can they unlock an Omaha side that has started to sit off a touch more since the restart? See that press, far less assertive down a man, and unsurprisingly so. All about taking the key creators out of the match at this stage. O'Hearn, it's a clever flick from Ballard, one that doesn't reach its target. They look long for Kunga. Well, if you're just joining us, we welcome you into Werner Park on ESPN Plus. Sam Goldfarb bringing you all of the action tonight. A 1-0 advantage for Union Omaha. Charlie Ostrom scoring in the 32nd minute, but you see the playing with 10 on your screen. There's been a plot twist since. On the stroke of halftime, Pedro Dolabella sent off with his second yellow card. He stomped on the boots of a Knoxville defender in a 50-50 challenge, and that was enough for the referee to send him off. It was by no means an intentional stomp, but it was a slightly reckless challenge. And already on a yellow card, I'm sure Dom Casciato would have been telling him at halftime he probably should have known better. It's thrown a wrinkle into things because Omaha was bossing the run of play. Had over 60% of the ball before that transgression occurred. Now they found themselves having to sit off a little more in the second half. And while Knoxville has lacked the final touch in the final third, set the stage for an intriguing final half hour. Ross. And the offside flag was raised anyways. Well, another change for one Knox. Gio Calixtro will enter for James Thomas in that wingback role. Another very aggressive change from Ilya Illich. And Richard Ballard also exiting. Innocent Nshuti to replace him. So Nshuti back from international duty after playing with Rwanda in the African Cup of Nations qualifiers. He actually scored last week as well. Missed about 5 matches in all competitions for one Knox, but he is back in the fold, and a player Knoxville's been optimistic about since signing him from the Rwandan Premier League this offseason. Still has yet to find the back of the net for his new club. But again, did score in AFCON qualifying against Libya on September 4th. So it'll be Nshuti up front, and then Calixtro, the very experienced 25-year-old who replaces James Thomas in that right wing back slot. Look out for Calixtro. His versatility has dazzled at this level for one Knox. Already in year 8 of his pro career, has spent the last 4 in USL League One. Joined from Tucson a couple years back. The intent is very clear from Ilya Illich, and who could blame him? Has nothing to lose at this stage. Still awaiting our first change from Dom Casciato. He has been unfazed by the number of chess moves his counterpart has made. Vanderplume. Ritchie. Chrysler joining the attack. It's a floated ball towards Nshuti. Falls harmlessly for Akov. But Knoxville doing a much better job keeping Omaha pinned in their own half. It's a sight that would have seemed foreign in the first half to both sides. The roles were definitely reversed. Calixtro. Dancing with Ostrom. And the latter equal to it. Look out for number 91 in orange and black. Has had success in both USL levels. It's darted back to O'Hearn. Tequila tries the audacious effort, and it's one that doesn't trouble Nuhu. You see him trying to grow into the match. They've done a great job neutralizing his impact so far. Without Angelo Kelly in the side, it was always clear where they'd want to get the ball to. But Tequila has had really no touches inside the penalty area. And when he's latched onto it on the fringes, has not been able to properly test that man. Rashid Nuhu has enjoyed a very spectator-heavy evening to date. Hunga. Flag was raised. Ross. Will the 26-year-old be able to provide some much-needed magic? Johnson, a former national champion at Clemson. This is Tequila. Hearing word that two changes being readied for Omaha. One of them is Misael Rodriguez. Someone who hit the ground running on the goal-scoring front early in the season. He's on loan from Chicago Fire. Those changes will take place now. So it's Rodriguez, as well as Max Schneider, the no-nonsense center mid. It will be Rodriguez replacing Lagos Kunga. And Schneider in the heart of midfield replacing Norte. So the former Chelsea Youth Academy product and last weekend's standout star both vacate. And Rodriguez will head into that center forward role that he thrived in throughout May and June. And garners a tremendous applause. Rodriguez, 21 years of age, the Fire loanee, 3 goals in league play. But has found the back of the net quite a bit for Union Omaha. In fact, 7 times to be precise in the Jägermeister Cup in his cup debut. Scored a brace on the stroke of halftime, which helped Omaha take the lead before the break. At one point, scored in 4 straight matches from May 1st through the 17th. And that was how he announced himself to the Omaha fans. Now the question is, can he recapture some of that goal-scoring touch? It's been a drought since. Johnson. We rapidly approach the final 20 minutes here from Warner Park. It's Knoxville starting to chase it more. There are more signs of urgency. And the changes definitely indicate that. There's been no answer for that back line for Omaha just yet. Fans can't watch the match? Turn on SiriusXM FC 157, North America's only 24/7 source for engaging soccer talk, including USL All Access Tuesdays at 7 p.m. Eastern. Plus, hear live matches from the USL, MLS, Premier League, and more, all on SiriusXM FC 157 and the new SiriusXM app. Ilya Illich still pondering the events on the pitch so far. Trying to work up a solution in his head for an Omaha side that has kept things under wraps since the restart, despite being down a man. It's a match that has lacked drama for the home side, really apart from that one bit of theater with the second yellow. Knoxville will need to change that if they hope to salvage something from this. Vanderploom. There is the man of the hour for Union Omaha, Charlie Ostrom. Spent time in the MLS before his stint in New Zealand. It's been a welcome back to the States since. Someone who impressed Dom Casciato in his debut with the club on August 9th in the Jägermeister Cup against Fuego. Said he would be a fixture in the side, and that he has been. His first goal for the club is what makes the difference right now. Calixtro winning a set piece for Knoxville. It's a side that, despite all of the in-season turmoil and turnover, has found answers. Calixtro to take. Arcing towards the back post. And not dealt with properly by Max Schneider. Goes out for another Knoxville corner. And oddly absent tonight, the Modelo corner kick. Still awaiting our first Omaha corner kick. And hold on a second. Some extracurriculars. Rodriguez less than thrilled with that coming together. Lead official just hoping cooler heads prevail. Vanderploom was looking to hand it off to Calixtro, and well, I don't really know what this is about. He's fortunate to escape without a card. It's a fixture that has bred tension this season. Tonight, no different. Calixtro with swing. Floats to the heart of the area. Contact in the box, and the whistle now sounds against Knoxville. As a man's down for Omaha. Appears to be Dion Akoff. That it is. Well, remember, we showed you off the top. This first meeting between the two sides was belligerent. As you get another look at this challenge. Yep, over the top. Akoff dealing with the worst of it. But in that first match, Jalen Chrysler was sent off for an aggressive shove on the touchline in the closing stages of that match in mid-April. You already have a man sent off tonight, albeit not for those reasons. It's become a night filled with bubbling tempers. Neither coach has seemed adamant about cooling down the temperature. This is O'Hearn. Inshuti. Tequila. It's a clever ball into the half space. Nuhu off his line. It's loose, and a goal line clearance saving the day. Charlie Ostrom, the hero going forward and the hero at the back. For a moment, it seemed Knoxville was in. Their golden opportunity presenting itself. The ball pinging loose for Callum Johnson, and it's Ostrom's last-ditch intervention which makes the difference. That's one way to endear yourself to your new fans. It's clearly not even close to the line. What an effort from Ostrom. Now the corner for Knoxville. And the hand fighting has sent things back the other way. It's safe to say our lead official, Igor Bish, has dealt with berating from a number of players. Now Vanderploom wants a word with him. It's a bellicose environment here at Werner Park. Here's another look at things. The contact occurring before the corner kick was even taken. Knoxville players clearly suggesting the man went down far too quickly. Omaha players suggesting there shouldn't be a rerun of this. We will get the encore here. Calextro again to supply. In swinger. Back post. O'Hearn got his head to it, but couldn't keep it down. The chances beginning to come thick and fast for Knoxville. This one felt a little bigger than the ultimate effort suggested. Well, Ross here shoving a man down. And it allows O'Hearn to get free. And he can't pick out that top right corner. Now another change, and this is very attack-minded. Stuart Ritchie off for Kingsford Ajay, a former Tormenta man known for his prowess going forward as a winger. There is no secret they are chasing this. Kingsford Ajay, over 50 appearances with Tormenta, a league winner in 2022. Looking to have his say in things tonight. The ball forward for Nshuti. And Nuhu timing it well enough. Well, if you're just joining us, it's become a fiery one tonight. Charlie Ostrom's been the hero on both ends. The opener in the 32nd, and the goal line clearance, which may wind up making all of the difference moments ago. Omaha playing a man down, as this is loose for Gallardo. Trying to outwit Lewis, who just gets his legs in the mix enough. It's still with Gallardo. Lewis with time to recover. Waiting for reinforcements, and they never properly arrive in time. For the time being, Lewis keeping his side in the match. Johnson. Escorted wide, Vanderploom. Ross. He has Ajay in support. And still with Frank Ross. Crosses towards Nshuti. And Nuhu is able to claim out of the skies. This is where having an experienced keeper pays dividends. And there are few better than Rashid Nuhu in this league. It was an awkward one, but one he handled with aplomb. Gallardo showed the yellow for that challenge. It's not the best clearance from Nuhu, and Gallardo studs up. That'll get you in the book if you don't connect. Another Omaha man in the book. And another Omaha man to walk the tightrope from here on out. Final 10 minutes. Floated ball in. Falls for Ajay. O'Hearn. One back by Masayo Rodriguez. Only temporarily, though. Two sides on vast ends of the spectrum. A solidified Omaha brand against a Knoxville side in year 2 of its professional experiment. But both find themselves in the running for a Players' Shield. Crucial 9 minutes and change in that race. As things stand, Omaha has the goal it needs for separation. It would maintain its 3-point cushion atop the table. One Knox still in the hunt, but its quest to finish atop the table would likely be dashed with only 5 matches after this. Still is not very far off a postseason bid anyways. Needs a win and help elsewhere between now and the end of the year. Inshuti. Chrysler. Tequila. Still looking to etch his name in lights. The long-range effort. One that is driven right at Nuhu. Well, it all hangs in the balance still. It's an Omaha side that has not looked off the pace despite being down a man for the entirety of the second half. But their attacking ferocity has definitely been blunted. Knoxville starting to create more and more, but they've lacked that decisive touch just yet. And it has by no means been a peppering. Ross, well, that was a hit and hope. Fans, the USL Championship and League One are on CBS Sports and ESPN platforms all season long. Catch live matches and expert analysis every day on the CBS Sports Golazo Network and ESPN+. Go to USLChampionship.com or USLLeague1.com for the complete USL TV listings. We are inside the final 10 minutes here from Warner Park, one of the premier venues in USL League One. A 1-0 advantage courtesy of Charlie Ostrom's 32nd minute strike making the difference. An Omaha side down to 10 men, but it hasn't quite felt the after effects of that miscue just yet. Knoxville looking to compound the misery though. Hearing word one more change is being readied by Omaha. It will be Anderson Holt, and that's a defensive-minded one. So Ryan Jiba getting set. Calixtro wins the wrestling match with Ostrom. Cross was headed by Inshuti, but Nuhu responding in turn. There are very few saves, if any, on Rashid Nuhu's docket tonight, but if you watch the film back, his performance has been apparent. Has positioned himself brilliantly and taken the drama out of seemingly every Knoxville attack. The definition of an experienced veteran between the sticks. It's not always about making stops, it's about reducing opportunity as well as a goalkeeper. The tactics from Dom Casciato appear clear. It is protect the lead and escape with 3 points. Calixtro outwits Ostrom and now takes a tumble in the area. Far too softly for the referee's liking. Changes being ready now. It is Holt and Ryan Jiba. The youngster Holtz, the more experienced Jiba getting set to enter. Question is, who will vacate in their stead? It is Akoff leaving on one end for Jiba, who will take up that right wing back role. And it is Joe Gallardo, the man on the yellow card, who makes way. A very defensive-minded change with the center back Holt replacing him. Well, Holt is just 19 years of age, an academy product at Union Omaha. He's the second ever Omaha Academy player to turn pro. On the other side, the former Sporting Kansas City man who also played at Minnesota United, Ryan Jiba, at 23 years of age, who enters. Opened the year as someone on the fringes of the 11, has been a super sub since. Was nominated for USL League One Player of the Year at Omaha in 2022 as well. He's been a firecracker since entering number 99, Masayo Rodriguez. Has not been afraid of a coming together tonight. The lightning rod off the bench for Union Omaha this season. Tequila, a switch of the play. O'Hearn floating forward, and this is Ajay. Linking with Johnson, it's read to perfection by Malone. Tequila in a rare bit of space. Unable to outwit the defenders that time. A rare night of frustration for number 10 in black and orange. Kempis Tequila, a man often isolated tonight. And almost no touches of note in the opposing penalty area. They've been unable to get him any sizable service, especially in the first half. And has thus appeared in fits and starts tonight. We mentioned there would be few chances that came across his docket. Omaha's done a great job ensuring it's almost none that have fallen across his feet. Knoxville still with time to change that narrative, though. Final 2 minutes of regulation. This is one back. Floated ahead towards Anderson Holtz. And Lewis is off his line in time. A rare shift deployed further forward for the listed center back. It's one back by Schneider. Now he takes the tumble. The Indy 11 man on loan. Back from his red card suspension tonight. Final minute of the initial 90. It will all be on the fourth official at this point. Time rapidly running out on Knoxville. Charlie Ostrom's strike is currently enough to seal the points. It is time for urgency for Ilya Illich's side. was snatched temporarily, but the challenge overly physical, according to the lead official from Vanderplume. It's a number that Omaha fans won't be thrilled with. It's 5 minutes of stoppage time. And there will still be a bit of a storm to weather for Los Bujos. The job is not quite complete. There is time for Knoxville. The question is there incision we've not seen tonight? Has not been a poor second half performance. They've definitely enjoyed more of the ball. But still unable to properly test Nuhu, with the exception of the effort that led to Ostrom's goal line clearance. Tequila. O'Hearn. Chrysler. There are numbers forward for Knoxville. Now cleared to the boots of Schneider, who can stab away. Launch towards Johnson, flicking it in the direction of Tequila, and it goes out for what will be a Knoxville corner. At least one more last-ditch set piece for the visitors, where they have wreaked some havoc, especially Calixtro from these in-swinging deliveries. Another in-swinger, too tight on the bulk of Omaha defenders. Another cross, and right at Nuhu. Los Bujos can sense it. A side that is on the verge of weathering a 45-minute storm, a man down. And despite lacking a single save on paper, Rashid Nuhu may be the most valuable man in the building. Not named Charlie Ostrom, of course. Here is Ostrom. Rodriguez. Chrysler bashing it forward. Once again, routine for Nuhu. He will burn every second he can. Final 90 seconds of stoppage time. Hearing word part of that will be used on an Omaha substitution. Zico Lewis getting set to enter. He's replacing Brendan Knapp. You'd figure we will play now beyond 95 minutes. It is one final substitution to milk some more of the clock. Lewis returning to the fray, an experienced USL Championship veteran with a number of destinations on his resume. Got some starts recently. Now replaces Knapp in the dying embers of this one. Final minute of stoppage time. And it is nowhere near Omaha's goal. Rodriguez One final sortie forward for One Knox. O'Hearn surging. Tugged at by Holt, who's immediately shown the yellow. And once again, tempers flaring. We are now beyond the 5 minutes. It is all at the official's discretion. Igor Bish, the most watched man in the building. Lewis charges ahead. It was flicked along towards Tequila. Cleared only as far as Ajay. Johnson. Nuhu lets it roll. And there is the final whistle. Union Omaha has weathered the storm. A side down to 10 men for the entirety of the second half, securing a colossal 3 points in this clash atop the table. 3 points clear in the Players' Shield race, and Dom Casciato's bunch grinding out a massive result. It's full-time, presented by Blackstone District. Union Omaha has seen it across the finish line. It is now time for our Platinum Chiropractic and Wellness Man of the Match. And who else would it be but Charlie Ostrom, the hero on both ends of the pitch tonight. It was his opener in the 32nd minute which made the difference. The deflected cross from Lewis, Ostrom finessing it into the top left corner, and then defensively making the goal line clearance to preserve the lead in the second half. He was the most impactful player on the pitch by far, the wing back in just his 5th league start, making all of the difference tonight. What a performance it was from him. What a performance from Omaha, man down to secure all 3 points tonight, and it finishes Omaha 1, Knoxville 0. A tremendous performance from Ostrom and the lads at home. We will step aside when we return a look at the 90 minutes we just witnessed from Werner Park. We welcome you back from Papillion, Nebraska, where it finishes Omaha 1, Knoxville 0. Los Bujos remain atop the table with 3 points tonight, full-time presented by Blackstone District. Let's take a look at the standout moments from the 90 minutes we just witnessed here from Werner Park. A match in which chances were few and far between, but it was Union Omaha that procured the only goal of the night. In the 32nd minute, Dion Akoff's inviting cross falls kindly to Charlie Ostrom, who taps it into the top left corner. And that separated the two sides before intermission. Now, this game was not without a plot twist, despite Omaha jumping out to the early lead. That was when they were at full strength. Sent down to 10 men moments later, and then One Knoxville in the second half picking up the pressure. Charlie Ostrom forced into this goal line clearance to keep Los Bujos in front. What an effort this was. It seemed Johnson was in, Ostrom managing to get his left boot in the mix and bash it off the line. From there, Gallardo had a chance to put it to bed. It was Sean Lewis who stepped in the way, and then One Knox began to ratchet up the pressure. A series of crosses and inviting balls that Rashid Nuhu claimed with aplomb, and from there it pretty much went begging for One Knox. The side that could not properly test Nuhu between the sticks, they pay the price by coming up empty-handed tonight. Let's jump into the full-time stats presented by Pepsi. How about this flip? A Knoxville team that managed 2 shots on target the whole night, but at halftime, they only had 41% of the ball. That tells you how dominant of possession they were in the second half as Omaha sat off with 10 men and tried to preserve the lead. But at the end of the day, it didn't matter. Omaha's first half dominance rewarded by the goal, and from there able to see things out. Despite going down to 10 and despite being without Dolabella presumably for next week, they find themselves on the right end of a 1-0 scoreline to keep themselves atop the table tonight. The man of the hour, Charlie Ostrom, a 24-year-old wingback, getting all of the plaudits this evening. His winner and then his goal line clearance making the difference tonight for the former MLS man. And that's where it finishes tonight from Warner Park. Union Omaha prevailing in 1-0 fashion despite having to weather an entire second half down a man. A Herculean display from the hosts to maintain their multi-point margin atop the table. Now 4 points clear in the Players' Shield race. For Sam Goldfarb, we say so long from Omaha, where it finishes Omaha 1, Knoxville 0. Have a great rest of your night, everyone.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League League One cannot be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the expressed written consent of the United Soccer League League One.